Greetings, Earthlings. I'm Kathy Beal of EmpowermentUnlimited.net, welcoming you to Celestial Compass. I'm going to update the astrology just a bit before we get into it. You may have noticed things are really intense and chaotic and crazy, and you're going to say, yeah, so how is that any different? But it's going to feel like spooky season, like the heavy scorpionic energies that we usually associate with Halloween. It's going to feel like they're still with us, and in fact, they are. This is, again, an intense week. There's a lot of anything can happen, volatility with several aspects at the first of the week and then on the weekend. And yes, Mercury is going retrograde on the 9th in the sign of Sagittarius. It will be retrograde until November 29th. And it's going to go back into all of the scorpionic water as it travels it. But that's not the only reason this week is incredibly chaotic. Mars, the planet that rules our actions, is at the very end of all the water of Scorpio, and it's kissing Neptune, the great cosmic fog machine, goodbye, and then sailing into Sagittarius and immediately having a clash with Uranus. Now, this is a lot more technical language than I usually give you, but just know that there's an incredible volatility. It's going to affect transportation. It's going to affect flying. It's going to affect computer systems. I'm not too happy about the fact that this is happening on an election day. Anything can happen. I encourage you, pick your battles and back off the ones that aren't really that important to you. We have a culmination of money issues on the Taurus full moon on the 5th. And you may find yourself looking around at all your goodies and going, is this enough? It's kind of a what's in your wallet event. And possibly deciding that some things that you don't have enough of some, or that you have enough to share, or that some of the things in your toy chest don't have meaning for you anymore. All of these things are possibilities. And then again, as I said, by the end of the week, by the 9th, Mercury slows to its final retrograde of the year, and the usual precautions apply. Don't assume that the words coming out of somebody else's mouth have the same meanings that you think they have. Double check everything. Allow a lot of extra time for travel while Mercury is backing up in the sign of Sagittarius, which deals with long distance travel. And know that there's going to be a lot of opportunity to learn things, to clean up stuff, to finish old business, to discover things that you thought you knew, but you didn't quite. I have a guide to Mercury retrograde at OMTimes, and I encourage you to look into that. It's called How to Handle the 2025 Mercury retrograde. I've got one every year. Also, at my Patreon, patreon.com/Kathy Beal, I have a standalone post which you can purchase as a one-off rather than signing up for the whole Patreon, called Riding the Currents. And it's got timetables and navigational tips for the incredible emotionality that we're in the middle of. So know that you're gonna be actually physically uncomfortable because you're picking up so much from so many people. Trust your instinct, trust your physical reactions to anything over what logic is telling you. Logic's kind of short-circuited these days. And take really, really, really good care of yourself. And now we're going to do something a lot more fun than that. We're going to talk about blending spirituality and creativity with someone I know who does this all the time. I'd like you to welcome Melisa Caprio, who is she's a photographer and the creator of the Postcards to the Universe project. And she also has an Oracle deck coming out very soon, or it has just come out. We're going to get to play with that. And Melisa is also an OMTimes media host. And this week, she is migrating from radio to OMTimes TV. So she's going on camera and I'm helping kick it off. Hey, Melisa.
Hi, Kathy. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that it just kind of, literally it fell this way. Kathy had no idea that I was going to be going on to OMTimes TV. I've been on OMTimes Radio now for years. And when she asked me, she said November 3rd, I said, oh my God, that's perfect because it gives me this feeling of moving forward and this new energy that I'm bringing out. And I'm so happy to be here with you and talk about my work and everything that I'm doing. So thanks so much for the opportunity.
Oh, yeah, you're really welcome. Well, let's talk a bit about your background as a photographer. What's your art training?
So I got a BFA, Bachelor of Fine Arts, with a specialty in photography. And that's how I started in photography. So I was in journalism when I was in college, and I absolutely hated it, every second of it. And I didn't know what I wanted to do. And I ended up taking a black and white photography class and fell madly in love. Like I said, this is it. But I didn't want to do it in a journalism way. I wanted to do it in a creative way because I have a very creative spirit, and reporting and taking photos of horrible news events on a regular basis is not for me. So that's how I started with photography. And I started to do like documentary style photography in the sense like storytelling. It started a lot with my family. I started photographing my family a lot. I always had the camera in their face. It was never posed. It was just what is going on. And then it migrated to my body of work about my sister who's special needs, and I photographed her. And then I started photographing the special needs community. And that is really when the work, it just grew so much for me. And that's how I got the job as the photographer at Dolphin Human Therapy, which I worked with the special needs community doing therapy with dolphins for 7 years. And which way do I move? You can see behind me. I have some of the photos up of some of the images that I took. Yeah. So that's how it started with photography. And then how it migrated to Postcards to the Universe is like a whole other life story, right? But that's that's life. That's life. So I'm there 7 years, and in that 7 years I get married and we buy a house, and life is good while it's going for a while. And then things are starting to fall apart, things are starting to crumble, and the relationship was having issues for a while, and the job just happened to be ending. So the person I worked for who was leasing the facility from the owners of the facility were leaving. So at the same time, the marriage ended, the job ended, and I moved. I left because it was in Florida Keys. And I didn't want to stay there anymore. So then it was all about, reinventing. What do I want to do? Do I want to do commercial photography? I didn't want to do commercial photography. I was going through a lot. I was having my dark night of the soul. It was a terrible time in my life. I was very depressed, very angry, very resentful, because not only was I mourning the loss of my home and relationship, I was also mourning the loss of my relationship with the animals and the families that I had grown to love so much. So it was a lot happening at once. And I always had a thing about postcards, and I always had a thing about handwritten letters and cards. I love people's handwritings. I always loved to photograph that. I always did, in black and white. I have terrible handwriting, and maybe that's why, when somebody has some beautiful handwriting, I just love it. And I was starting to learn about manifestation at the time. And I started realizing, oh my God, why would I want this? I wouldn't want this. That just happened to me. So why is this happening? And then I started to think, well, oh my God, I get to be a co-creator moving forward in what I do want to come into my life. So that's, now that didn't all happen in a moment. We're talking about little, you know how that works. You get little drops at a time, right? So And of course, once I started learning about manifesting the law of attraction and that we're conscious co-creators, I started taking classes, and then I was meeting the right people that were helping take me to the next level. And then one night I heard in my head, and I've told the story in my book you could see behind me, the cover is behind me. And also, I've talked about it on my show, and I think numerous times, I'm sure, that I was half asleep. You know, that half asleep, you're sort of super open to, that other realm, right? And I heard really loud postcards to the universe. And I didn't know what it meant, Kathy. Like, I had no idea. But I knew it was important. It felt like it didn't come from me. It felt like it came from outside of me. And I just got downloaded something. So I went to GoDaddy and I bought the domain name, and I didn't do anything with it for a year. I was just trying to figure it out, but I knew it was important. And then I started to figure out, how can I add my photography, my creativity to this manifesting and shifting my life and shifting the vibration in my own frequency, and how can I support other people in doing that? And here we are today. And now I have an OMTimes TV show. So there you go.
But okay, so explain. I know you were on my show, Ancient History, the first year that I was on, but this is now, let's review for people. It's postcards to the universe. It's not from the universe. So you tell, this is a visual way of setting out what you're asking to have come into your life. Is that a good way to say it?
Yes, that is correct. So what I do is I tell everybody probably who watches your show and knows you and listens to me and now sees me, knows what vision boards are, right? Everybody knows making a vision board. So instead of making a vision board of what you want to bring in for the whole year, I have people kind of narrow down. Let's pick one area and create a postcard around that. It could be anything. It could be buying a new house, getting a new car, changing jobs, moving state, relationships, whatever. Create what you want. And I was doing a lot more in-house workshops, but before COVID. And then after COVID, kind of everything changed. But I have people mail them to me. And when they mail them to me, I then do a whole setting up, and I photograph their postcard with my intention goes into their intention of what it is they want to manifest. And I set it up, and that's where I get to use my creativity. I set the space. I usually play frequency, really beautiful frequency music. I'll sage, I'll have candles, and I have a lot of backboards that I can photograph things on that I lay out, and I find things that kind of represent to me like what it is they're asking for, and I photograph it. And that is how it kind of came, it's been coming out of me, and I love doing it. I get so excited when I get a postcard, like literally so excited when somebody sends one. And I love doing it because that's when I get to tap into my higher self and my creativity. Yeah.
So you're still inviting people to send postcards.
All the time. Always. Yes, absolutely. The more, the better. The more, the better. And I have them now in books with plastic slats. So I keep them nice and separated, and I keep everybody's postcard. And so I hold them in high reverence because these are people's dreams and wishes and desires. And I don't take that lightly. So they're not just tossed willy-nilly. Like, I really take care of what people send me, because some of them are very personal. Some of them are about letting go of things, like letting go of old traumas and old pains. And, so people have been very open. Most of the time people put their name, but I do get anonymous, sometimes postcards. So I just hold a space in my heart for that, because people are putting down what they're feeling inside of themselves, right? And that's important. That's very important. Yeah.
So you're a dream incubator.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm a dream incubator. Yes. And I get to do photography. I get to use my photography, which is my love.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay. So this obviously led to other things. I see you have on your website, you have journals, you have.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I created a lot of digital things. I did that during COVID, like a lot of digital things that were very inexpensive that people could download. It comes right to their, through their email. Yeah, I think I have an 8-step manifesting thing, a workbook on there that's very simple, just to kind of help people because this year, which is super heavy, but the energy has been heavy, I would say, for about a decade, really heavy, right? Like that's what I feel. And when with the internet and the information, and now you bringing AI, and now it's like we have to trust what's real, what's fake, what are we being told, what are we, people want us to live in fear. And I don't want to be in that space. I don't want to live in fear. No matter what is going on out there, I know that is a reality. People are having this reality, but I am not going to let it take over my reality and what's going on in here. So I want to offer as much comfort to people to realize that you can be protected from what you're allowing to come into your space. You're in charge of your own energy. So how can we raise our frequency? How can we raise our energy? And the way that I like to do it is in creative ways. Some people do it as singing. Some people do it as cooking. Some people do it as, they love in their meditations and chanting or whatever. For me, I just happen to like to do it in creative ways because that's where I feel passionate about. Yeah.
So there's a certain aesthetic to everything you do. You can tell that there's a training that you have a BFA in it all. So how did this morph into, I'm going to make oracle cards?
So my first book, and with Postcards right here, I have a second book that is not published yet, is all about using affirmations and with a visual component to shift our life. I talk a lot about doing mirror work, and I get that from Louise Hay. That is not mine. She was the one who I first heard it from, and it's very powerful. So I started a weekly affirmation. Let's focus on an affirmation for a week. And I wanted to create a visual to go along with it. So I started I shifted the way I photograph the postcards, the way I photograph them in the book. This first book is very different than the oracle cards. And so what I started doing is I started going through the old postcards and rephotographing some of them and working with the affirmation, like how can we use that energy and let's focus on it per week. And then I said, well, gee, maybe I should make this as its own deck. And and I could also share the deck separately, and then it could be a companion with the book. The book's not even out yet, and neither is the deck. I just created the deck that you'll see some images. I sent Kathy some, and I have some in front of me that I could share. I just made them for me so that I could start doing short videos and seeing what the whatever comes out for the day is the affirmation, and whoever finds the video and hears it, then they needed to hear that message, because the people who find you are the people that need to hear your message, right? We know this. Yeah.
So these are the videos that I see you posting on social media every day. There's a new one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I've been doing the oracle. So I try to keep them very short, around 3.5 minutes. I do about 5 to 10 minute where you see my face and I'm talking about anything that's on my mind that's somewhat inspirational, somewhat helpful, telling stories about situations from my past, things that I do. And then I'm also going through learning the tarot. So I've been videoing my journey on reading tarot cards. So I started doing those also. So I try to release 3 videos a day. I'm really working on building my YouTube channel. I want to keep them under 10 minutes. And I just want to put as much good juju as I possibly can flood out into the world as possible. That's like my thing. Yeah.
Well,
Hmm.
I want to talk a little bit more about the process of
Yeah.
making the oracle cards. How did you decide which images you wanted to use? Did they just jump out at you? Was it completely, this is
Yes.
what feels right?
Yeah. So for example, I'm going to hold one up, and I don't remember if this is the one. I don't think I sent you this one, but, and we can show. So this affirmation is, I am the artist of my life. And as you can imagine, me being an artist, this would speak to me. This postcard, this is a postcard that somebody made about being an artist, right here. So I'm just kind of giving an idea. So it came really strong, the message to me, that we are all artists of our own life, right? We are the actor, we are the director, we are the writer, we are the producer, we are the lighting expert. All of it is us. And I thought, well, wouldn't that be a really good affirmation to focus on for a little while? I am the artist of my life. So what does that show up like for you? So I took the postcard, and then around the postcard are my photos that I have taken. I'm just kind of giving an idea of like my thought process. And, I find things aesthetically that I like, and I put them in, and I take a bunch of different kinds of photographs until I go, oh yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one. And that's basically, it's just how I feel. It's very intuitive. It's just, yeah, that's how it's been flowing. And it seems to flow pretty well. Like, I had no problem finding affirmations that I thought were great, and then coming up with a visual story to focus on that affirmation. It was it's my wheelhouse. So it's kind of like, it's intuitive, like when you're reading the astrology, and I follow you, which I love. I've learned so much from you, by the way. The way you talk to us who do not know it, it's intuitive for you now. You see something and it just kind of comes through, and you're explaining it to us novices, and we're like, oh, I understand now, because, right? So it just kind of comes through you, kind of thing. Yeah.
How did you decide how many cards? You just felt complete at
Well,
some moment, or?
it started with how many weeks there are in a year. So I'm like, let's just start there. And then I can always add in the deck itself. Now the book is going to be specifically down to, what are we, 52? We're 52 weeks a year, right? Not 56, right? 52. Time right now to me is just bizarre. Okay, so I have 52 right now, because those are what I have in the book, because I'm asking people to do a year, go a week by week for a year. But I have been photographing more postcards, and that I do want to include in the Oracle deck. So the Oracle deck, when it actually is up for people, if they're interested, it'll probably have more than 52 cards in it. Yeah.
Does it have a name yet?
Well,
has a working title, right?
What did I don't remember what I sent you. This Gemini brain here, because I have a couple of things. So what did I send you?
I couldn't tell you.
Oh,
Oracle to the universe. Is it Oracle to the Universe?
No. See, the book is titled, yeah, it's like, I'm not sure. So that's the problem. So I don't want to put the name out there and then be completely attached to it. But yeah, I'm not quite sure yet what I want to call it, because I may want to do the book, the title of the book, and then the byline of the book, maybe then the title of the Oracle deck. And I'm still playing around with everything, but everything's under Postcards to the Universe. So if you go under there, you're going to find, you'll find everything that I do. Yeah. Yeah.
Which is your site, Postcards to the Universe.
Yes. And that's my YouTube. That's my Instagram. I got off of X a long time ago, LinkedIn, and Facebook. I don't have a page. I have a page, but it got hacked. So I don't have access to my Facebook page. I just have my personal page, but I post on there too. Yeah. Yeah.
That's where I see you. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, this is actually, even though we're not quite at the commercial break time, this is a good point in the conversation to pause. So hang on, everyone. We're going to get to see the deck. We've got lots of images in the next part, and I'm going to ask Melisa to pull some cards for us all. So stick around. Welcome back to Celestial Compass. I'm Kathy Beal, and our guest today is Melisa Caprio, who is a photographer and the creator of Postcards to the Universe, a project that some of you are probably going to want to take part in, and
Absolutely.
creator of an in progress oracle deck.
So I looked up what I sent to you, because this is one of the, because I'm like, what did I send to Kathy? Deck. So this is one of the choices, and this would maybe, this is in the top choices, the life altering alchemy of magical messages. So that may be the oracle deck. Now the book, I know for sure, would have that in its subtitle, but the book title would be different. So that's why I'm not sure. Like, the Gemini in me is like, well, it could be this and it could be that, and I don't know, and I gotta see. So
totally get it. Totally get it. So do you want to, should we share some images?
Yeah, I'd love to.
We have some images on the screen, please. Here we go.
Okay,
and I'll let you tell us what we're looking at.
Okay, so this is the title, possibly the working title of my book. And this is Everything You Do is a Love Letter to You. And that's the affirmation of this postcard. And so this one is about how do we love ourselves, right? And a lot of times we love ourselves in very toxic ways, because everything we put out, we get back. Everything that goes out into the universe comes back to us. So it's, what do you want at your love letter to yourself to look like? So, yeah. So, and that is probably going to be the working title of the book. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. So you want the next one?
Yeah.
Okay. Another one will come.
Yeah.
In just a second. Here we go. Takes a while.
Okay. Ooh, okay. Ooh. So this one is, and if you look, this is, it takes two to tango. So this affirmation, I would imagine, if you think about it, it takes two to tango, would be something that has to do about relationships. What is going on in your relationships? What do your relationships look like? Are you having harmonious relationships, or are you having toxic relationships? So it's like to focus on your side of the street in the relationship, right? That's what we want. That's all we can do. We can't change anybody else. If we've lived long enough and had enough relationships behind us, we know you can't change anybody, right? So it takes two. So what is your part of the relationship? So that week we focus on relationships.
Mm-hmm. Can you talk about what some of the items are in this image?
Yeah, I'm going to look on here. So I have there is a flamenco dancer. If you see the green dress, right? If you could see that, I have the card in front of me so I could see it better, because I need glasses, right? So the postcard, if you see the postcard with the horse on it, and you can see that it says amor, which is love. Somebody sent me this postcard, and it is about her being in a loving relationship. So I thought her card was perfect. And we have two red candles. I have a little bottle of rosebuds. I don't know if you could see that under the flowers, and you can use that in spell work if you want to bring in, romantic love into your life. And then, of course, a bottle of wine, a mask, a little sexiness. That's why it's very red and feathers, because her postcard is very much about romantic love, and it takes two to tango usually has to do with, romantic relationships. But I didn't want to not still focus on relationships in general, kind of like the Two of Cups, kind of thing, or like partnerships, like where are we? Are we in integrity with ourselves in the relationship? But I just visually, as a visual artist, of course, I just was like, oh yeah, this is all fire and passion and, that kind of thing. Right.
Okay. And there's the next one, please. Here it comes.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I love this one. So this is a star is reborn. Now, it literally says that on the postcard. It's hard to kind of see it in the image, but she, I say she because I'm she, but it doesn't have to be she, but it's about reinventing yourself, right? It's about putting yourself forward. It's about not putting yourself on the back burner and not doing for everybody else all the time and where you're the people pleaser. It's about, I am, like I said earlier, the star of my story. This is my movie. I am the actor, and I'm finally comfortable enough in who I am to step forward. So of course I utilized things that made me think of, coming out like a star, high heel shoes, a beautiful dress, makeup, there's eyelashes on there, and then the jewelry. And in fact, funny enough, I'm wearing the necklace right now. That's the necklace in this postcard. Yes. Yes. Right. And this beautiful bracelet. So that's what this card is about. So for the week of this, it's about, I think in the book, I even suggested to do, this would be a week to do some self-portraits, not selfies. Self-portraits, different. Yeah. And I talk about that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. And there's some more, right? You have another card.
Yeah. I think I gave, I don't know how many I gave. I think I gave like 5 or 6. So we can go through them quicker, but yeah.
We got time.
Okay.
You gave them 10.
Did I? Oh my God. Now,
okay, what's this? I see a big fall leaf.
Yes. And I'm looking. Did I really give him all of these? Chris, wow. I have to look at now the affirmation. Isn't that terrible? You would think that I would know. This is about building yourself up. I know that, but I want to read the actual affirmation. So I'll find the card. But yes, this is about building yourself up, back up, like after if you have like if you have a situation, he has the names. He wrote, I affirm you gave me 10. Well, I don't remember the name of the affirmation off the top of my head, and I can't find the card. I thought I pulled them all out. So,
well, then let's go on to the next one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. See, now this one is okay. Yeah. Well, you would think, right? But this is, I am healing a broken heart. Right. So this is about healing your heart. So if you could see up at the top right, you see the heart. Yeah, there's a broken heart. So this is about dealing with heartbreak and confronting the heartbreak that you go through. We all go through heartbreak, and it doesn't have to be romantic love either. It really doesn't. It could be, a family member broke your heart. Your best friend could have broken your heart, right? So it's about healing. And I give in the book, because this is definitely in the book, suggestions of things that we can do to heal our hearts after we've had our heart broken. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Another slide, please.
Did I give him 10? I love this one. This one's fun. So this one is, and I just had it in my hand. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? This one is also about relationships. And this one, this is a good one. This one is the gift of betrayal. So I talk a lot about sometimes the worst things that happen to us end up being the best things that happen to us, right?
You can all say that, yes.
Yeah, and we can't look at it while we're in it necessarily, right? Because especially if it's super painful. So I ask, is there a gift can you find the gift in this? And maybe you can't right now. Maybe you just need to put that on the back burner. But not sometimes, there's always going to be a gift. You're always going to find it at some point. So maybe start asking and posing the question, what are you protecting me from? What am I being protected from? You know, why this happened for a reason. Things don't just not happen. Like, did we have a contract? Was there a potential for me to be really, really hurt physically, you know? Or so to start like asking those questions of yourself. Yeah.
Okay, and now the next one.
I didn't realize I only thought I sent 6.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, this one's
This is
good.
number 7. Okay.
Okay. Money is the root of abundance. This one, I don't even need to look for that one. Because I'm changing the story from money is the root of evil to money is the root of abundance. It's really about what we do with our money, right? Money is just energy. How do we use our money? How can money serve us? How can we serve when we have enough money, right? How can we serve others? How do we help when we have this financial freedom? It's about having financial freedom, and it's really just about changing our money story. So, yeah. And if you could see the postcard that was sent to me, you obviously can see money, magic, create. It's all about, like bringing money in. So when I would find the postcards, when I was going through them and I was thinking about things, I would pull the ones aside and I'd be like, I need to do something with this, and I'm going to do something with this, and I'm going to do something with that. Yeah.
Okay. Card number 8.
What did I send you? Oh, this is about journeying, right? This is about how taking a journey expands our mind, right? So it's about, obviously you can see I use a lot of Italy because I'm Italian. That's how I put my personal sort of things about it, but about how taking journeys expand us. And that is what this card is about. So sometimes when we're in our narrow little box and we only see the little world in front of us, we limit what is available to us, and we limit what we can learn from other countries, from other cultures, from other people, and just seeing the world from a different perspective. So yeah, this card is about how journeying to other places expands our world, really. That's what it's about.
It changes your worldview, that's for certain. This is a big topic of mine. Okay, one more. Right? We got 2 more. One more. 2 more.
Do we? I mean, we don't have. I only thought I sent you 6. This card is thank you. This is just thank you. Yeah, it's all. It's just about being. I have a lot of them that are just different ways of being in gratitude. And this is just thank you. And this card was sent to me, and it is a letter. You know, I kind of rubbed out the actual words of the full letter so that, it was because that part was private. But the thank you about just the life that they were able to live, right? That's what their card was about. It was about gratitude and thanking. And that's why it's a lot about relationships. And that's why I included the Love Spell book. If you could see the Love Spell book, the little red book right there, it's all about spells and stuff. Yeah. Because I have a lot of spell books. I do all that kind of stuff all the time. And so it's just about being in gratitude. And red, you're going to see a lot of red in a lot of my postcards, because red is one of my favorite colors. Yeah, red, purple, my 2 favorites. Yeah, so you see a lot of red. There's a lot of passion in the work.
And one last one. One last slide.
All right. Oh, yes. This one is also about gratitude, about being in that how we are the gardeners, and how do we want to cultivate our garden, right? Like, I am grateful that I get to be the gardener in my own life. So that's what this card is in representation too. So like I said, a lot of them are about some version of different way of saying gratitude, but asking, like, this one isn't in the book. So this is a newer one. So if I was going to make this a weekly affirmation, I would ask, how are we cultivating our own garden? what seeds are we planting, right? What seeds do we plant that we want to grow and cultivate? Where are we watering, right? Are we watering our garden and toxic stuff, or are we going to water it in things that are creative and, bring joy and abundance? Because everybody wants the same thing. Everybody wants to be validated, loved, have joy and abundance in their life. It's really not that hard to figure out, right? We all deserve it. Yeah.
All right. So thank you for the cards. We can go back to just us on the screen now. Now, how would you approach if you were to just when you pull a card? How do you approach it? Do you focus, like, I want a card, I want information about X? Do you just do general guidance? How would you approach it?
The way that I'm doing them now, unless somebody specifically calls me, like a friend, is I just shuffle the cards, right? And I'll say, what does the universe want us to know? What affirmation do we need to know about today? And that's the way that I've been doing them for on YouTube, doing on the videos. So I'm shuffling now as we're talking, and we'll see what comes out, if anything flies out. Now, if somebody is asking me and they have a specific question, I could focus on a question, and then I could be, well, what are you asking about? Well, I want to know, something about, will I get this job, or my health or whatever. And then I'll see the affirmation card that comes out. And then, we talk about it and figure out, well, how does this apply, right? Like, how would this apply in your life right now? Let's say you're asking about money, but money doesn't, the money is the root of, doesn't come out. It's a different card. It's about romantic love. I might say, well, what's going on in your relationship? Is there something going on there that is blocking your abundance in your money story, right? Let's talk about that. But of course, those are private, conversations that we're having, right? But usually, like, this just jumped out. Here we go.
Okay.
Here we go, guys. This is the one. It's I prosper.
Well, that's a wonderful one for a Taurus full moon coming up.
Perfect. It's all about prosperity. I prosper. And it's to remind us how we prosper every day. And if you're not feeling like you're prospering, which I'm sure some days we don't, right? We don't feel it. We're feeling pretty, just look at what you have around you. Where are you prosperous? Maybe it's in your friends. Maybe you have a million friends and you always have somebody to go do something with. I mean, you're prospering there. Maybe it's family. Maybe it's your animals. Maybe it's your health, whatever. I think we forget. It's so easy, right, Kathy, to focus on the crap. It's like, to go in that negative spin. And the visuals are always reminders for me to not cycle there.
So could you put that card back up?
Sure.
Screen?
I'm trying to get it.
So I'm seeing a butterfly.
Mm-hmm.
Are those like shafts of wheat or something?
Yes, shafts of wheat. And you see there's butterfly wings. You see there's a key. There's heart crystals. We got feathers, flowers. Mm-hmm. And then I don't know if you can see, all right, everything's backwards. So that is a little moon. That is the moon, actually. And there's heart crystals in the moon. It's a little ceramic dish that is shaped like the moon. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to see what's here. Oh, okay. And in here, like, I got to do it backwards. Okay. So here, this is a drawer, and it's full of butterfly wings that I've collected. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so this one's
very and then feathers. There's all feathers and everything. Yeah.
So pulling in lots of natural world.
Yeah.
Here.
Oh, interesting. And you said Taurus. That's interesting.
Well, that's Wednesday's full moon.
Yeah. And then you can see there's a key. A little key right here. So we always put a lot of little symbolism in the cards. So this is the postcard that somebody sent me, right? And then I take it, and then from there I add to it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okie dokie. So besides that, I'm wondering Is there one, could you pull one that's just not so much a commentary on now, but a suggestion for navigating what's going on?
Yes. Well, I mean, this is kind of interesting. So wait a second. Let me see. There, I have a couple of choices. Oh, the one I forgot is called There's Beauty in the Breakdown. Let's go back to that one. I have it.
Okay.
Because when you just said the commentary for what's going on right now, I knew, okay, there's beauty in the breakdown. That is the card.
Autumn leaf.
Yep. There's a lot of bones. There's bones. There's dried, like winter sticks, you know, when the leaves fall off the plant, right? There's some skulls. There's some bones from, you know, animal bones. I have bought some off of Etsy. Like you could see the skull right here. Okay. You know, so it's a lot about when things break down and when we're going to be rebuilding. And sometimes there is wisdom. Well, there always is wisdom, but there's wisdom. And sometimes when we're watching things break down, we can't see the beauty behind it. But there is beauty in the breakdown because guess what? We can be rebuilt. So a lot of the symbolism of this is things are also very earth related, you know, decay and bones and feathers and sticks when the leaves fall off the tree and butterfly wings when the butterfly's gone. So yeah. So I'm kind of glad I forgot the name of that one because this resonates with right now. Yeah.
Yeah, it absolutely does.
Yeah, it really does. And then this little box of cigarettes, these are natural. It's natural tobacco. So that's why I put the little box in there with the matches, you know, kind of like ceremonial, you know, the smoking of the natural tobacco and stuff. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. All right. So do you use these every day? Do you?
I do. I do. I use them every day for myself. And I also do one every day for everybody. So if you are interested in just seeing what they come out every day, I mean, I don't even know how many videos now I have on YouTube, but if you go to Postcards to the Universe on YouTube, there will be an oracle pull for the day. And whatever one you look at is you're going to need the message is for you. That's how I always look at it, right? Like if we find a message, that means it's for us. So yeah. And I also, like I said, I do some short talks. I would love it if people would subscribe. I mean, and like and comment, and because that's where I'm putting my energy right now. I want to give, like I said, as much good energy into the universe as I possibly can right now. That's my focus. It charges me up. It charges me up. That's my feel good, right? So it's like not selfless, like it makes me feel good. So that keeps my vibe up when I'm doing it. And then if other people are appreciating it, that's all the better. Yeah.
So a final question that might be one that we could have talked an entire hour about, but if there's somebody sitting out there listening going, but I'm not creative, what do you say to people who say they're not creative?
You don't have to be creative at all. First of all, you are creative. Everybody is creative. Now let's take creativity out of, you don't have to be a visual artist to be creative. Where are you creative in your life? You maybe are creative. First of all, I get a lot of postcards from people who don't do anything but just write on a blank postcard, whatever it is that they want to bring into their life. And I always recommend people write it in the affirmative as if it's already in your existence, not the I want, but I have, or I'm grateful for my new beautiful house on the, you know, in Washington State or wherever you want to live, wherever, you know, just it doesn't have to be, because I take it and then I add my creativity. But I want to challenge you to ask you, where are you creative? Are you creative with your children? Are you creative with the way you prepare food? Are you creative in your relationships with your friends? Maybe you're the person who always says, hey, let's go try out this restaurant. Let's go do this. Let's go see this movie. there's so many ways that we're creative. Don't think that creativity means you're a visual artist or you're a singer, you know, and you can sing and you have this beautiful voice. It's so much deeper than that. And there's a frequency when you're tapping into your creativity, whatever brings you joy and you really like doing, and it's bringing you up, that is where you're expressing your creativity. That's in my opinion. I mean, it could be, you know, going to, what is that, Orange Theory, and the way you work out and you get all into it and you're feeling and you're vibing and you're jamming to the music that they play or whatever. You are in that creative energy. So we're all creative, just in different ways. Yeah, that's what I would say.
I say very, very similar things. I'll add one piece to this and then we'll wrap up. The other piece I will add is think about what you loved to do when you were a kid, because there's probably a piece in that before you got it cautioned out of you. So, all right. Well, so tell people all the different places they can find you.
Okay, so you can find me on my website, Postcards to the Universe. I'm also on Instagram. I'm on TikTok and YouTube. And really, YouTube is where I'm doing most of my promotion because I'm offering so much of information and I really want to build up that channel. So I would love it if you would go over there, like, subscribe, and come see me. And of course, follow me here and see me on OMTimes TV the first and third Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Eastern Time.
Okay, so you're launching in 2 days.
2 days.
Close to this time, same week of the month as my show, the next 2 days later. Excellent, excellent. Well, I wish you great, great, great success with that.
Thank you.
And you're launching on the full moon, so it's very Venusian.
Oh, I didn't think about that. I love it. Thank you.
It's a culmination of something that's been building that involves, I don't know, creativity.
Right.
That's all really good. Okay. Well, I do appreciate it. I mean, it's obvious we know each other. So
yeah.
We like talking to each other. And I appreciate your coming and showing all of your goodies with everyone. And everyone, as always, you can find my forecasts. My monthly and my moon forecasts are at OMTimes, where you can also find my Mercury retrograde guide and my forecasts plus a weekly podcast. It's about 10 minutes long, are at my website, empowermentunlimited.net, and my YouTube channel, which is Professional Aquarian. And I have a branding issue. Okay, so just deal with it. That's where it is. I also have a Patreon, patreon.com/Kathy Beal, where you can get, if you join at the $1 level, you get daily 45 to 60 second sassy forecasts for the day that just kind of focus everything. But whether you're a member or not, you have access to riding the currents for $7. You can just buy that as a standalone, and it's got a timetable of what's going on between now and early December, and then what we're doing with it. So thanks, everybody. Be safe, and we'll see everybody again soon. And go watch Melisa's show. Bye.
Bye.